Good Monday morning. We have a good news starting and ending today on this week in Nerd News. It's a wonderful start of the week for many of us and also for nerds that are in training. So we have what we call Boot Up today. But let me quickly tell you about five stories that kind of are shaping up what we're facing for the rest of this week, starting with a good news story. This ransomware that somehow uses my real brother's name, Ziggy Ransomware, he has nothing to do with it, shut down and released the decryption keys. These guys are clearly getting afraid of the positive effect that law enforcement has had in shutting down the likes of Emotet. And so they've decided, well, they'd rather not ruin the rest of their lives. So they've apologized publicly and made the keys available. Second story today is about how hackers are posting detailed patient information from two hospitals on the dark web. And this is the new standard way that the threat actors are operating by not just ransoming content, but also leaking it out onto the dark web as a double pay system, right? So why not collect money twice? And so that's their approach. Very unfortunate, but this should be a wake-up call for us to be more proactive in preventing data exfiltration. And so anybody who's responsible for a security budget should look at stories like this and recognize it is worth it to be proactive, and it is possible to prevent these scenarios. A company called Storm Shield out of France had a data breach, but also had their own firewall source code leaked. That's what this story is about, and it just goes to show that attacks are getting ever more sophisticated. And there's a report from an Australian Securities Investment Commission that one of its servers was breached. And once again, it's through a supply chain attack. They depend on a tool called Axelion for file transfers, and that tool is what was vulnerable. And finally, the last story here is about how the Canadian privacy law worked to our protection in Canada, because Clearview AI violated our privacy law because they utilized pictures without our permission. So I love it when there's a good news story about a privacy law that protects the masses, and the average citizen, that is. And just a really quick feel-good story. We have the video doorbell solution from Unify that you don't have to feel guilty about because the content of it doesn't end up going to Amazon. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit more protective of your privacy, try this one. And yeah, enjoy. See you next week. Bye for now.